Alrighty there now. We're 333 years in the future, and the mines haven't completely collapsed. There have been some losses here and there, but for the most part, still doing well. Lost some of their Greek territories, the Middle East territories, and looks like some of the southern India territories. Is our Immortal still living? He is. He's the anointed. He is maimed. Looks like he's lost an arm. He's lost an eye, but he's still kicking somehow, some way. 350 years old and not a day over 350. Let's go down our normal progressions and see what's going on religion-wise. We have Catholicism. We have two Christian faiths at the top here. We've no surprise there with that, just because the miner himself was a Catholic, is a Catholic, so spreading their religion far and wide. It looked like the Pope was at war, and I wanted to see what was going on with that. Looks like they're doing a crusade for the kingdom of the mines itself. The crusade's been going on for a whopping 30 years. Usually you don't see them go that long, but I think it's because clearly, yeah, it's going for all the land that has been lost. The three different duchies or four different duchies that were under the mines' control. Yeah, they're just sieging things down. It doesn't look like they're probably going to win this war, but yeah, this feels like a time where Paradox needs to introduce a white peace element, because 30 years is way too long, far too long for any sort of campaign to have gone this long. Like this guy, King Nunez Esteves, was a 30-year-old. He was a youngish man before starting this war, and now it's 60 years in. Cornish is the culture we gave to the Emperor of the Mines. Looks like he, for whatever reason, hasn't reformed it very often. They're just barely getting into the Reformation, but they have done all their cultural tech, which is weird. The tech being done isn't weird. It's the fact that he just didn't add on to their situation whatsoever. Now let's switch over to the economic map mode and see who's making the most. Looks like Ile-de-France is one of the top producing counties. What about this one over here? Pretty good. As I've said before, it's kind of misleading, this map mode, because counties that only have 1 or 2 slots, so like Constantinople, they're making 63 gold a month, but because there's only one baronry here, they are only technically like a lightish purple, whereas like somewhere in like Ile-de-France is a bright yellow, and they're not making nearly as much as them. So that's a map that kind of doesn't tell you the whole secret. Let's do the map mode itself and see what else has happened of the empires. It looks like Black Horde was formed, Golden Horde as well. Surprising, the mines were taken over. It looked like at least part of the mines, they were probably, yeah. And then, or maybe they had gotten their freedom some other way, and then the Byzantines took them over. Or not the Byzantines, the Mongols took them over, which is surprising. What else about this map mode? Looks like the mines have taken over all of England. You love to see it. Brythonic is probably going to be the most known because that's what the Cornish speak. We got a little bit of everywhere. We got Greek. I think it's a tie between Arabic, Brythonic, and Greek. Yeah, those seem to be the top 3 spoken. Top seed when it comes to military power and all that stuff, but I have a sneaking suspicion, oh, it's not. The miner isn't in first place. It's the Byzantines. Well, it's probably because the miner himself is busy in this forever crusade, but if he wasn't, he would be top dog. Glad to see the HRE and the Byzantines survive even with this global power fighting against them. France is being slowly picked apart, it feels like, by the mines themselves for whatever reason. All right, so what did we learn from this experiment? That looks like the Immortals live much longer. When you have 100 stewardship plus control a large majority of the mines, you're going to be making tons of cash. Let's look at his capital. Yeah, 57, 51, pretty good stuff there. they're really good at controlling that. Also, when you make a global Catholic kingdom, there is a high likely chance that there will be a forever crusade for the remainder of the land, which, like I said, needs to probably, every time, the one thing I'm probably calling for more and more as Tours and Tournaments has been out is better crusades. Maybe just a facelift, maybe one or two slight changes within the system before you make a total overhaul, because right now, as it stands, I feel like crusades are probably one of the weaker elements of this game. They're fun, but they are just, as you can see, just a death stack. Walking around trying to conquer as much of this land, and still can't find a solution. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this time lapse. If you do, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.